Hello and welcome to the Metaverse. We are inside of the Metaverse. Have you thought about what podcasting will look like in the Metaverse?
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a virtual table right in the middle. Everybody can bring or look however they want to look, obviously, and we're all gonna be able to sit in the same area and be around each other. And it's gonna be
Yeah,
great. It's gonna
because
be
I feel like
awesome.
this is going to be my Metaverse look, something like this. I've been thinking about it often.
So how are you gonna have your avatar?
Yeah. How about you? Have you thought about that?
I'm probably gonna do some stupid alien shit.
So you're gonna just not be identified as anything but like
Well,
you're
have
gonna
you
be an
seen?
alien. You're gonna be a
Did you did
reptilian.
you did you watch Ready Player One yet?
I did.
Okay, so the main character, you know how his avatar still looked like him, but
Right.
still had the added features and stuff to make him look more alien. That's how
Right.
I'm gonna. I already have my ideas, and every time it's gonna be different. Every time I
Right.
go on, it's gonna be different.
Oh, that'll be dope.
But
That's
my
kind of
face will
cool.
be the same, like you know what I mean. So you'll know it's me. I'm not gonna completely hide myself. You know what I mean. I want to be recognized,
So
not
you,
like not like Lena Waithe. You know how Lena Waithe's character was totally different than
I
her.
had no idea. I had
Yeah.
no idea
Well,
that was
because
her.
she changed her voice and her body
Oh,
mod. So it's like, you
right.
nobody would ever know unless you know her I guess candor when she speaks, because when you hear the character, you could hear her. It's just
Exactly.
turned a lot of bravado in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did notice that towards the end. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, no. So you kind of want to look like you so you can still like pull online in the metaverse. You still want them to be like,
I
oh,
didn't even think about that.
he kind of sexy alien.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna please everybody, but
Right. Because I mean, that's essentially what the metaverse will be used for. I mean, communication, social, like to you, what do you think the metaverse is?
to
Because
me,
I feel like you have a great perspective on this evolving world, and it'll be very interesting to hear what you think. Do you hear Alexa?
what's she talking about? She's trying to get in the conversation.
It's
She's trying to
it's
get in the
for
podcast.
Okay, every Friday at
Yeah.
4:30, it says it sends a party announcement. It's like it's Friday, it's 4:30. Like
Oh
that's
my
kind of
god.
metaverse-ish, like
Oh yeah, we getting there. This whole everything from Siri to Alexa to all those the virtual assistants. It's getting everybody ready for this metaverse situation and the NFTs and the bitcoins and the and
right,
all the cryptocurrencies. Like it's getting people, ordinary people, regular people, normal people, ready for what is coming. And the metaverse to me is just another enhancement of what used to be a program or a software, not software, but a program or a game called Second Life back in the
mm-hmm.
day. And just like obviously the graphics are more better now. Everything is going to look like Player One. I mean, it's going to be fantastic, and I can't wait. We
Yeah,
talked about that before. Using my skills, I would love to be a part of it. Make shoes, make furniture,
man,
clothes,
yes,
hats. Even like body avatars and stuff like that. Put like
yeah.
suits. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
all that
like
stuff.
I saw people doing that. I was like, oh, this is perfect. Like the metaverse and all the ways to this is the part I'm interested in is how to make money in the metaverse. And I was just like, this is so much. But then I also, okay, look, I have so many thoughts, but this is so much your avenue. Like this is your lane completely. Like I feel like with your talent in graphic design and creativity and just your act for knowing about the gaming world and just comic world and all that stuff, like this is your lane. Like you could really, really, really become a billionaire.
I mean, other people are doing it. Celebrities are doing it. Snoop has his own like neighborhood or something, and people are buying real estate on his block or his
Right,
his housing area. So or
right.
being neighbors with him. So
And the
it's gonna be crazy.
yeah, because like one thing I didn't really understand what the metaverse is because I didn't. I mean, I would we had Nintendo and like Sega Genesis, like in that type of gaming world. That's the last time I was into video games, and maybe like the first Sony PlayStation. But now, like they have the Fortnites and the Sandlots, and like there's just so many Roblox. Like there's so many online computer gaming systems that it's gonna make like I don't know. I feel like the world is being run by like nerds right now, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing because like they're like revolutionizing like the way we do everything. And but it's also to me what makes me so excited is or exciting to me is that it's still evolving. Like it's like you were saying, like all these different parts are like standalone pieces, but they're like gonna all come together
Hmm.
in this, in the future. And
Yeah.
and the thing about the metaverse that I'm understanding is that people don't even like it's not a one place, it's not one place yet. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's just a bunch of different online communities that are working to, on different projects to bring in this whole like metaverse into one place. I think it'll eventually come into one place. But right now, the metaverse as it is everything. It's everything that like the virtual reality, the augmented reality, the gaming industry, and now, what I really want to focus on too with this is the NFTs
Mm.
for artists, musicians, and what that space looks like in the metaverse and how they can make money off of the metaverse. And I don't know, are you a part of any communities right now?
Mm-mm.
Like do you game or
I game, but I don't game with other people. I haven't got into that part of it yet because I don't like playing with kids.
so is it mostly kids and like young adults or
It's everybody, but it's just like kids talk too much shit and they want to kill everybody. And, you know, I'm like, I'm just trying to play, man. I don't need to be name called. I don't need, the yelling. I don't need your little, pubescent ass, cursing at
right?
me. You don't know me. So it's like, it's just kind of immature. But there, not to say that's all the time, but like the game I'm playing now in Division 2, I'm looking for adults to do, so we could build like an adult squad and go and kill stuff. So I'm still working
Right,
on that.
right.
Like complete
Yeah,
missions and
yeah. Like
find
that's
guns, weapons.
right, right. Like that's what's so interesting because I
So that's
remember.
preparing us. Real quick. That's preparing us too, right? Because like you said, Fortnite, not Call of Duty, but Fortnite or Division 2, we can make our own characters. Like I have two
Mhm.
characters that don't look like me at all, and I'm playing them. So now it's like we got the Oculus coming, and we're going to have more stuff, and then we could create our own characters.
Holograms, like
Holograms, like
holograms is a part
my
of this
my
metaverse.
Xbox character actually looks like me, but I just have metal hands. So it's like, I made him
Mm,
dress like me, all black. You know what I mean? Like, and he just
right.
has metal cybernetic hands. So it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be great.
And like what I find that's kind of interesting too is how it's like people are very aware of behaviors of humans and how we like to, keep up with the Joneses and buy certain things to flex
Yeah,
or to like,
PS5,
yeah, or like have status figure,
Yeezys.
yeah, things that are just, status oriented. So that's why a lot of the things that are going on in the metaverse or what will be going on in the metaverse or that's happening right now in different communities is, people are buying these NFTs or which are just digital assets that just to have them. But I mean, they know, but people know that humans enjoy collecting things. So that's why this space is gonna thrive. Like, I don't know, like this world is definitely like America is really like the way that the emergence of metaverse and how I hope it like evolves into something more than just like being online and gaming and being social. Like I hope there are more aspects that are developed in it that could be very helpful to be social, you know, but I don't know. I just kind of feel like gamers are taking over the world right now. And
I
they
think
found a way to make it profitable,
I
you
think
know?
NFTs are for people who can't afford the Basquiat's and the Rembrandts and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like the price point is very affordable, right? Like Shibu coin and Doja coin and all that stuff, right? So it's more for the people who are in FOMO, and then uh, you know, rather than just being a collector, because you know, like for me, if I was able to buy a Basquiat, I'm not buying it to resell. I'm buying it because I like Basquiat. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like,
But
so
also,
it's like, so as a collector, I'm not, I don't care about the appreciation of it. See, people now are buying non-fungible tokens because they want to make money off of it. And that's to me, that's the difference.
right. But and that's what I found about like the NFT community, which started a while ago through memes, basically. And like they they value what like these characters and it's not so much like you said about it appreciating. Like they actually love these characters and they want these characters. But as far as like people in, I guess, the more traditional sense of a collector, that have tangible items like a Basquiat painting or baseball cards or sporting cards or whatever, there are people that invest in those things so that they do appreciate. Like like
Yes,
my
yeah.
like my uncle, he buys art, like physical pieces of art, and he hopes that it appreciate or it's an asset. You know what I'm saying? And with this new world that we're entering in with the NFTs, it's just, you know, online, you know, photos, online music clips, but there are, you know, it seems like there's a couple different schools of thought as far as, you know, are we going to just buy it as an investment, or am I buying it because I appreciate, you know, this character or this artist or the, you know what I mean? Like that's what I find kind of like interesting.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the individual. Like I said, me myself, I would love to have a Basquiat and hold on to it. Of course, it's going to appreciate because it's always going to
Yeah.
appreciate anything you buy. Uh, what's his name? Like Jackson Pollock or whatever. Like anything like that, you want one, but of course it's going to appreciate. Fine, you know, I got Yeezy's blue tint to wear, but they went up. You know what I mean? Like the moon rocks went up. I just got them to wear,
Yeah, you're not going to
but
resell those. Yeah.
but I mean, but you can though, and people are still resell. Yeah, people are reselling them, and just by chance, and because it's the first editions of the Yeezys, I mean, in the Adidas scale, those Moon Rocks and the Black Pirates, and I'm sorry, the Pirate Blacks are almost to $500 to $1,000. I didn't care about that. I just wanted to wear the shoes, right? So
Right.
it's not
Yeah.
something I intentionally thought about. It's just I just wanted to buy the shoes. I just wanted that painting. So of course, you're going to have fans. I guess again, it just depends on the individual. I guess. Yeah, you're right. People
Yeah.
do obviously buy. I mean, right now, like I just told you earlier, people buying the COVID test and then reselling them on eBay for double the price because they're assholes. So it's
Yeah.
like, I mean, the whole
Like we're
game.
in a reseller's world. We're
We're in
in
the
a
resellers
reseller's
world,
world.
and most of them are capitalist assholes.
Yeah. And I feel like the metaverse is just an extension of that. That's allowing people to, you know, and also let's bring this in. I feel like the pandemic has also helped to usher in a lot of these online communities. and it's making people, you know, for me, like I would never be into gaming, but we don't know what the future looks like. We don't know if the earth is, or the world and the atmosphere is going to be all hazardous and we can't breathe outside. And
Mhm.
we don't know if there's going to be, you know, virus after virus after virus, which is all this is predicted. Like, so it kind of makes this whole metaverse world sound attractive to me, or like I would actually maybe want to be a part of it so that I can have a social life. And I feel like, you know, it's just, I don't know, like the world, this is the next iteration, I guess, of the internet, of the web. And they're calling this, like, people will hear these words interchangeably, you know, the metaverse and Web3. And so that's kind of what we're into right now. Like Web3 is all this metaverse, all this virtual reality and all these different realities and online communities and ways to get rich.
Well, what's going on to me, and I agree with you, like this is all going to make it easier because of COVID and the virus and the possibility of it, you know, mutating later and people not going out and socializing. And I think it's going to be us versus them kind of thing where, you know, older people, you know, who are used to going out and watching movies in the theater, they're probably not going to be 100% a part of it. But people like, I guess me and, you know, and everybody younger than me under 40, 30 years old, you know, they, even now I see like younger people, they're not social or considerate or aware of people around them. They're kind of like in their own world on their phone all the time, you know, head down
Mhm,
all the time.
mhm.
So imagine being uh, a victim to social media and Instagram, and you know, not, you know, liking your body, not liking how you look, you're not tall enough, you're not pretty enough, being able to go into a metaverse, being able to wear whatever you want to wear, be as tall as you want to
Be
be
whoever you want to be.
wherever you want to be, like a radio player one, and actually be able to make money and work. Like, what if I have a store? What if I have the Bishop store? I'm selling all my original pieces, you know, whatever. I have a limited series. I have a limited, you know, Stacy series of shoes or hoodies or whatever, and people are buying them and stuff. And then I have an employee in real life, you know, Judy, and she works in my store. Like I'll pay her to work in my store with cryptocurrency while the patrons are all paying with cryptocurrencies. You know what I mean? And then in the real life, either she can take that and, you know, get real money in her real life, or she'll keep it there, save it, and then use it and maybe go to the bar, a meta bar, and, you know, after work and
Yeah,
meet up with 5 of her friends who look like dinosaurs or whatever, you know, or, you
yeah,
know, humanoid
yeah,
pterodactyl or something, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. Like I feel like our generation, we're kind of special because we went from the analog to digital world, you know, in the start of the internet. And that's why we have a good handle on it versus our parents who, you know, some of our parents are more apt to using computers and doing things online. Some aren't. But I feel like this with this cryptocurrency, NFT, I mean metaverse space, um, we're going to live through another transition. Like we're going into that right now. Like it's all happening, but it's still, like I was looking at the stats and there's only like, I don't know, it's almost 50-50 of people who actually heard of cryptocurrencies or, you know, are involved in the whole crypto world. And um I don't know, I just feel like especially NFTs, like it sounds like a lot of players are interested in the NFT space because cryptocurrency is its own world as well. But like we're gonna live through another transition. And I remember when Bitcoins and the cryptocurrency came out, I was like, I'm never gonna miss out. I'm not gonna miss on any opportunities to invest and blah blah blah. And that's why I think like this NFT space is another transition, and I'm not going to miss out on what's going to happen. And for me, I think that I would be coming from a more of a collectors, investors space and supporting artists, like visual artists and musical artists. And because I'm just trying to think like, how can I be involved? Because I mean, I can make beats and do all that stuff, but the thing with the NFTs that I'm finding is that you kind of have to have a fan base, or you have to have some kind of like, you know what I'm saying, push behind you. You can't just create a digital piece of work and hope that, somebody finds you. Like, you kind of have to have a fan base to make money right now anyways. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you wanted to today make money, you kind of have to have a fan base, whether you're a visual or a musician, because if you have a fan base, your community is what's going to give that NFT value. And that's how like all this cryptocurrency stuff works, or anything really, any investment kind of works off of what people give value,
How much
give.
people want it.
Yeah. So if nobody wants your stuff right now, it's probably not the best thing to do. No, but I don't want to discourage any artist to do NFTs, because if you put it out there, you build it, people will come, because they have all these different platforms where you can showcase your work. And like OpenSea, for visual art. Well, actually, OpenSea sounds like it's a little bit of everything. You could put your visual work on there. You can put your music on there, GIFs, whatever. Like that seems like one of the best platforms. And there's so many. I mean, maybe not the best platform, but it has the most people following it, our most active community, and that's what people need to pay attention to when you get involved, because that's the other thing right now. All these different platforms are trying to like emerge, and a lot of them are going to be scams, a lot of them are going to fail, and you really got to pay attention. Like my dad sent me a link yesterday and I was like, you better not do this, this is a scam. And the way I found out, I did a simple Google search, and it's that simple, people. Like, you really, like with everything we've been saying on this show, do your research. Do your research.
Yeah, that's what happened with Bitcoin, right? Everybody had FOMO, and this year, and I think last year, like everybody who invested in it in what 2010, whatever, like they got paid out really well. A lot of young millionaires now. So now with NFTs popping, it's like everybody's trying to get on the bandwagon and don't want to miss out, even though they're probably you're gonna have to hold on to it for 5 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's the beginning. Like, a lot of people are trying to jump in right now. Like, we know about it, but not the whole world doesn't know about it. And you're kind of still could be considered well, not a first mover, but one of the early adapters to this whole community or this whole way of investment. But yeah, like, it's gonna take work. Like, don't think like, if you don't have a following right now, it'll probably take some work. And a lot of these platforms that you can like post your stuff to might not even be around in a couple years. Like, that's
Yeah.
something that people need to understand too. Like, they have all these platforms where you can put your work on, but they might not be there in a couple years. So
I mean, that's the thing too. Like, people just don't want to miss out on stuff.
yeah.
But I will say, I mean, look what people said about Bitcoin. They thought it was bullshit. They thought
Yeah.
it was like, especially the older investors, like, this is never going to happen in the banks and yada yada yada. But it's like, power in numbers, yo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the
And
NFTs aren't going to go anywhere
mm-mm,
because of the metaverse. But
no.
so I suggest, if you are an artist, do your thing, keep being creative, dabble in it, but don't go too hard in it. But and
Yeah,
then
get your
see what
page going.
yeah,
Yeah.
get your page going, but still do your own projects. Don't put your heart and soul into that. But take something that you have now and characters or whatever, and just make an NFT, and then keep moving, keep going. But the FOMO thing is going to be hard, if especially because we have an example of what Bitcoin is, and that's why everybody's jumping on this next thing. But yeah, there are a bunch of scammers, especially with the coins now, with the cryptocurrencies. Like
Yeah.
there's so many people, like even with the NFTs, like they're hiring like YouTubers and celebrities to talk about an NFT or a Bitcoin, and then for like a day or 3 days or a week, it'll be hyped up. People are going to be like, a lot of people invest in it. Certain people cash out, and then it goes down, and then
Yeah.
everybody who invested lose that money, because that's the game now. You know what I mean? Because the people who know the stock game and the Bitcoin game and the NFT game, I mean the Bitcoin game and the investing game, knew how to manipulate the NFT game. So that's what they're
Mhm.
doing now, and they're paying celebrities a lot of money because they know they'll be able to cash out triple and double what they paid that celebrity
Yeah,
or that
like what
YouTuber or that Instagrammer or whatever.
yeah, like Elon Musk, or did I say his name right? Elon Musk. Yeah. He he just said he kind of made that Dogecoin go to
On
the moon.
SNL, yeah.
Yeah, just because it was a Twitter or on SNL or whatever, like
Yeah, but
just
it went up
because
that day, the next day, and then went down. You
yeah,
know what I
and
mean? So
it's
that's how the
still
game works.
yeah, it's still only at like 17 cents or whatever. But
Yeah.
like but I think what I think is so funny, like all these coins and platforms and projects, like it's I don't know, it really is a gamble.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
gamble.
The stock
It's a
market is
gamble.
is is Las Vegas. Yeah,
It's a gamble.
100%. Yeah.
And every one of these coins and these projects that are coming out have a story. And what kind of blows my mind about it all is like even like the whole story of the reason we have cryptocurrency. Like they were all put out to like solve a problem with like banks, centralized banks, and keeping Bitcoin was created to stop inflation. So like these coins are made for different reasons to counter different financial problems, but it's all it's decentralized, it's anonymous, it's kind of scary. And I think that's why a lot of people kind of were hesitant to cryptocurrency in the beginning. But and even like the idea of the guy who supposedly created cryptocurrency or created Bitcoin is like disappeared. Like that's interesting. Like, did you see some of that stuff? Like
Hmm.
those stories about Satoshi Nakamoto?
Which might
Like
not be his name.
yeah, exactly. Or it could be a number of people, but they're the ones that created this new technology. And I think that was the thing that really impressed me too. It's like, Bitcoin might not be here, Ethereum might not be here, NFTs or whatever might not be here, but this blockchain technology that they built all of this on, like the checks and balances of the financial system, is what a lot of people are really excited about and wanting to build on top of, which is kind of interesting. So you guys look up blockchain technology. It's hard to understand, but it's supposedly revolutionizing everything that's done in the on the internet, which is kind of interesting. But it's scary because you don't know who's behind certain aspects of it. And that I don't know. Because if somebody just woke up today and was like, everybody or anonymous came out and was like, hey, put a message out into the world close down all the miners, all the servers that are running this blockchain, like everybody's money would be gone. You know what I mean?
That's why you put your money in other blockchains and savings accounts. You
Yeah.
don't put like if you made money off of Bitcoin, you could leave some out, but you take the majority out and leave a substantial amount in there so it could keep accruing. Like, yeah, because you never know.
But that's the thing. Yeah, with it not being regulated and just kind of trusting miners and these people to, you know, do their jobs, and I don't know, it just, I mean, they're working on things to make it more secure, and I guess it's more secure than it was when it first came out, but
Sure. I mean, same thing with banks. Like banks hire hackers to dispel hackers, right? So, and then, you know, Chase had that issue way back in the day when they got hacked. So it's like, it was a Chase or Bank of America. Anyway, you know, banks are vulnerable too to, you know, problems.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
people get hacked using their ATMs.
yeah, we have
Banks or
fraud
gas
issues.
stations, fraud
Yeah,
issues. People,
yeah,
somebody was in my account spending money in India, and the Chase called me like, "Are you in India?" I'm like, "No,
like, no.
I've never been in India."
Yeah,
So okay,
yeah,
so you know, I mean, with any, I guess, money, financial currency system, there's going to be glitches and problems, and
yeah,
you just got we trust in those companies to deal with it because we don't have the knowledge or even say so to deal with that. You know what I mean? So you hope that, you know, these banks and you know, blockchains uh, can run smoothly.
yeah.
But
But,
in the
and that's
meantime,
the, yeah, and the blockchain technology that everybody knows is amazing, and it is, it's really amazing. But, and that's why it's gonna get rid of banks. So people get ready for that. Like, we're not gonna have a centralized bank anymore. Like in I don't know when, but even the banks are like, blockchain. It's cool. You know what I mean? So like banks are going to be a thing of the past, and it's all about this blockchain
but I don't
technology.
think it's going to be anytime soon though. Like
No, 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 not
I think
anytime soon.
I think if we see it, we're going to be like, you know,
Yeah.
Betty White
Maybe,
age or something. You know what I mean?
but it might happen pretty quickly. Maybe like 15 years. I would say that
I
would be
mean, not
quick.
in time. I mean, like banks aren't going to go. It's like vinyl. Like vinyl is not going to go anywhere as long as you have the heads who are still wanting to buy vinyl. Like banks aren't going to go anywhere. Obviously, they have to assimilate, but I think more people, like the older people, they want to hold money. You know, they don't trust whatever. You know, whatever. You know, people right now don't trust to get vaccinated. So it's like, or the government.
You
So
definitely
it's,
don't trust the banks then.
yeah,
Yeah.
so they're not going to trust. How can they trust that? Especially like you said, like who's running the blockchain? You know, who's behind this? At least when you go to Chase Bank, you see the manager's face on the wall, or you can like Google Chase and see who discovered Chase. Like we get, you know, Bitcoin has some Japanese name on there, and we don't know it. There's like one white dude who's like, "Oh, it's me," and then like, but where's the evidence? You know, it's like because he has
Yeah.
like over like $100 million sitting in the stock of Bitcoin, and he can't get it because, or
Yeah.
you got to prove who that's you, man.
Yeah. Because for me, my whole thing with all this technology, it almost seems like maybe some like scammers, hackers created this technology because it's very rebellious to the current status quo. Like it's extremely rebellious.
I forgot what
And
documentary I saw, but I don't think I hear you, and that's a possibility too. But I think there's a group of guys who just were tired of banks and holding paper and dealing with banks and not being, you know, totally cyber secure. If you have a bunch of coders who are into that and know about cyber security and everything, I mean, and they made it secure. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And they
yeah,
made an algorithm and that created like this blockchain of mining, you know, money, and they put a cap on it.
yeah. But the other thing that is kind of they're gonna have to work on, and they are working on it, is how all this energy from these computers
Mm,
are cost, you know, it's affecting our you know, the earth with the emissions and the energy that's used to mine these coins, and just basically making, like, to simplify it for everybody, like the whole blockchain and the mining stuff, it's just the framework to make this all work, for transactions to work, to simplify it. Extremely simple.
Right. And then the people who created it shared it with other coders. So now that's why you have Shibu and Doja, and
Yeah,
you could have other coins. We have the Bishop coin, the Stacy coin, the non,
you really could.
to perishable goods coin,
Yeah,
because maybe we hired somebody to mine, and then whatever. So it's like that's why you have
yeah,
all these baby coins now.
right. Yeah, like they said there was like 5,000 coins, and
Yeah.
that's crazy to me. And even the second most popular coin, the Ethereum coin, it was developed by a 21-year-old Russian boy, and I think he was like Canadian, Russian, whatever. And I mean, he's been working with like Russia and Vladimir Putin, and all these governments are interested in what they could do for him, what they could do for their governments and systems, because, and that's why I say I feel like it could be some kind of like scammy rogue hacker stuff,
It's possible,
because
but the
because
money.
or the way, the whole premise of how it started, because even the first movers of Bitcoin, it was I guess it was called Silk Road, where they were dealing a lot of black market things. It was a black market, and they were using Bitcoin. They were some of the earlier adopters of Bitcoin. Was a whole like illegal like organization. So it's to me, it's kind of like, dang, that's crazy. Like, is that really about to take over the world? Like, these people, do they have ethics? Like, is this ethical? Like, I don't know.
I mean, the
But
same thing about resellers. I mean, is it ethical to resell a COVID home test?
yeah, it's not ethical, but it's capitalism. And that's what I think all this like metaverse is.
Yeah, this is just what's going on now. That's why Facebook changed their name. That's why NFTs is getting, or might be popular or getting hype, and that's why people are, buying real estate in the metaverse.
I know, that's crazy. Like and the thing that kind of bothers me too about all this is that if you were got into cryptocurrency early and you bought the Bitcoin, like, you're a millionaire. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, there's a lot of stories. But like the average Joe right now, like, I can't just go out and buy one Bitcoin. That's like, what is it, $57,000 right now
Might be
for one
six.
Bitcoin? And I mean, you can buy fractions of this particular coin, but even Ethereum, I think it was yesterday, it was like $3,000, for
Mhm.
one Ethereum coin. And people like in the NFT world are selling like their art for like six, for like 4 coins, and that's a lot of money. And even like real estate, like people buying real estate, like you can't get into the real estate metaverse game without spending 1,000 right now. Like, it's really expensive, and that's why I feel like it's not easily accessible by um the average Joe right now, or
Big
people who don't have money.
as of December 31st, Bitcoin is 46,000. I'm
Oh,
rounding
it went
off.
down.
Yeah, we're down. Ethereum is 3,700.
Yeah,
Litecoin is 148, so you can still get in there. And then Bitcoin Cash is for 134. So
yeah,
yeah, so Bitcoin is basically untouchable because the way you make money, right? You got to spend more money to make more money. So if
right.
like that's what I'm saying. That like one Bitcoin is $46,631.
Who's
So
gonna
it's
buy that? Not me. I don't have $46,000 to invest in a coin that might. And the whole thing that's kind of interesting to me too, like, yeah, Bitcoin's the front runner right now because it has so many people involved in that community and putting money into that. But if that guy or group, the Toshi you know, Satoshi Nakamoto people or whoever, if they have like 1 million coins or they have like $1 million worth of coins, and if they somehow put that out or make their coins available in this world, then that's going to bring the value down quite a bit, like I found. And I thought that was very interesting, is that this group, they disappeared with like some of the money. And if that money re-enters into that market, that the coin's gonna go way down. So like this stuff is all just super, super risky. But and I think like if people are interested in getting involved in cryptocurrency or NFTs, just know like whatever you put into it, be willing to lose.
Right. Yeah.
That's how you really have to look at this. And I mean, there are things you can do to safeguard, like if you're coming in as a collector, you know, you could have your online wallet, or you could have a hard, you know, a physical wallet that, you know, that's a little bit more secure. But like people have been hacked, like it's a lot to it. But I'm not saying not get into it. And I think with this podcast, I just want to let people know that it's a new world. It's a whole new world, but you got to be careful with anything, you know? Got to be
Yeah,
careful.
but you gotta, yeah, yeah. And if you don't, but if you don't, excuse me, if you have, I wouldn't get into it unless you have like $500 to waste.
Yeah. Like that's how I looked at it. I was going to start small and, you know, take out a band or whatever.
Because you would have to, because you know you're not going to get any return, especially like let's say like I put $20 in Coca-Cola, right? It went down, it went up, it went down, 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 went up, it went down. Like I lost like $10 because it went down. You know what I mean? But I gained 5. You know what I mean? So now I have 15. So it's like and the return is not going to be large because I didn't invest a lot. If I put like 1,000 inside and it went up like on a Saturday, not a Saturday, but on a Monday, you know, I might take some out and leave some in because I made some money, right? You know what I mean? But only
But
because I
then
put
you get taxed.
$1,000.
Yeah.
That's
And then,
fine.
yeah.
I mean, that's the game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like if you do keep your investment in for over a year, you're taxed less versus under a year, you're gonna get taxed way more. And then the whole thing with like the cryptocurrency, there's a lot of fees involved, like gas fees that they call them, transaction fees or whatever. And it's like depending on whatever you're getting, it's like $100 or 300. What it's like some hundreds, you know, like if you sell, like there's different sites I was looking at that may not charge you a gas fee for posting your stuff, but if somebody buys your work, your online digital asset, you got to pay you have to make sure you include the gas fees or the transaction fees.
Yeah, it's like a gallery, right? Like the gallery, you sell your paintings at a gallery, they got to get some cut because they put your stuff up for the world to see.
Yeah, and in this case, the miners have to, I don't know, make the transaction happen on the blockchain. So it's crazy. It's interesting.
Right, but then like the apps like Webull and Robinhood and Public, like they do that. I think they do that for you. You know what I mean? You just gotta keep track of your
yeah. Just know, yeah, just be aware. Make sure you price everything appropriately. Yeah. Put it like that.
But if you leave it in there, you don't gotta do nothing. You know, I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll tell you that if you lost all your money, you know what I mean?
But that's the thing about NFTs, like the good thing, the thing that I like about it as an investor is that when you buy an NFT, say you have an NFT, say you have a digital art piece, you know, I buy it, you still own it, but I have ownership in it, I guess is a way.
Well, what it is yeah, but okay, but let's say you sell it and it go and let's say I'm famous. Let's say I'm for some reason I one of my cats went viral, you know, or whatever. My cat creation with the hat turned to the side got famous, and a lot of people invested in it. I get some of that money. So
I know, that's my
if you
love.
sell yours and you get rid of yours, I get
Mhm.
a cut of that every time. Everybody somebody sells it, they get a cut, and or I can make only one and give it to you, or you buy it off of me or whatever. I still get that cut, but that it's off. It's just one picture. So you sell to somebody else. Somebody says it gets still gets back to me. I get like a cut or something like that.
Yeah, you get the royalty, and that's why I think it's very revolutionary for artists to get involved in NFTs, because it gives it's I mean, you're helping yourself by selling your art and you're making a profit, but you're also, your community is going to be interested in buying that art because I can make money off of it as well.
Yeah, I think if you're on Instagram and you have over maybe 1,000 to 5,000 fans who are subscribers to your YouTube channel or Instagram, then I think you should definitely get into it and at least try one. So, you know, maybe do one, you know what I
Heck
mean?
yeah. Because if like for me, like I'm gonna get involved. I'm gonna get on these platforms. Like I found some really cool platforms like Foundation,
Mhm.
Zora, Catalog, Catalog, Rarible, and Sound XYZ. Like
Mhm.
these are really cool platforms that you can be a part of, and OpenSea. OpenSea is another one to see what art is out there. And I came across one person's art, and it was beautiful. Like it's really amazing stuff.
Mhm.
And it was a grip, but you know, that's the thing. It's like, dang, I wish some of these artists like, I mean, but I'm sure it's out there, but I wish artists at this point price things a little bit lower for, as a collector who appreciates the art, that I could actually buy it, and you know, hopefully it increases. But yeah,
Well,
like
they're
there's
trying to
no,
set a they're trying to set a high price point so they can get paid more. See, it's all about money.
yeah, it is. And like the cyberpunks and all that whole thing by Lava Labs, like that's millions of dollars. Like I don't
Yeah.
have I can't, there's no way I could do that. And then
Yeah.
there was another one that I saw, American Pit Bull something. Oh dang.
Mm.
Dope though. Like just beautiful character. Like, oh, I was gonna send it to you. I'm gonna send it to you just so you could just see how amazing it is. But yeah, like so I don't know. It's not very affordable like for the average Joe. But if you like, a lot of these people who got in early, it's nothing to give away for Ethereum, because they got probably a gang of them, you know, because they bought them when it was low, when it was a good time to get in. But that's why it might be kind of good to, once you find a project that you like,
Mm.
and if this project has their own coin that you could, or token that you could buy, or they'll give you tokens, because that's what I'm trying to find right now. It's like, how can I get into a community, and they'll give me the tokens or coins, and then hopefully that project will blow up in a year. You know, it comes down to making a good investment and believing in that project and hoping that other people will believe in that project. And then that's the only way I really see myself getting into this, is finding a project that I believe in, and early enough to where I can get in, and then give me some coins or tokens, and then that project blows up, you
I
know?
mean, yeah, try it. You know, it won't hurt to try.
Yeah, like that's kind of what I'm looking for right now, you know.
Go on
That's
Reddit
yeah,
or
yeah.
Reddit
And
or
Discord,
Twitter
yeah,
or Discord. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I found out. Like I've been hearing about Discord, and I'm so pissed off because I went to Discord last night, just because I keep hearing about it and all this, to come running to links and, you know, getting invited to different rooms or whatever. But I was reading about what it was, and it got developed in 2015. And the whole concept of Discord is like a community for your friends. So you guys can all get together and talk. And dude, I had that idea like in 19, like in 2005. But of course, I didn't do anything. I didn't know how to develop it, but I wanted to have like a site where it was a site for friends to like just talk. And that's what Discord is.
What yeah, well, now it's
And it
for
was in,
fans too now.
yeah, but now, yeah, Discord, it's kind of scary. Like I was reading, like I was gonna, sign up for it or whatever, but like right off top, they're like, don't, giving you all these warnings of what not to do and how to stay safe in this community. And I'm like,
Mhm.
damn, like what's going
Yeah,
on?
because there's no, it's not like YouTube because they're not making, they don't have like
Yeah, it's
all
no
these
censorship. Yeah,
investors and people ad spaces and stuff like that. It's like
yeah,
locals, like a lot of well, not a lot, but a few YouTubers I follow have YouTube for the censored, and then they have locals for the uncensored and everything else because YouTube has too many guidelines and they're they're too woke and all this stuff. Like, but
yeah.
yeah, but with that, it's like the black market. Like you still have everybody on there who might be pushing racism or torture or whatever because there's no, there's no media.
Regulation. There's no regulation, no, none of that. And that's why I say a lot of this internet world, it could be used for good, but there's a dark side to it. And that's why I say even all of this is very rebellious.
Right.
And like even in the metaverse, say, when things are, people in the metaverse together, like are there gonna be fights? Like like you know what I
Probably,
mean?
yeah.
Like
Absolutely. It's gonna be a regular people, there's gonna be guns and rocket launchers and
yeah.
bionic brass knuckles.
And even like I was listening to a conversation with Mark Zuckerberg and Gary Vee about the Web3 space metaverse, and they're trying to get things to a place where you could actually feel, you know what I'm saying, like
Hmm.
have feelings in the metaverse
Like
or
in
not.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean. And even the Black Mirror, like how that one episode that was crazy, but yeah, so it's like you can actually feel stuff. And
Hmm.
I just feel like that's a whole nother level of like where we could go
Yep.
with our minds, because that's what it's all coming down to. Like this is all playing with your mind as well.
Yeah. My prediction for the future, maybe not 5, probably 10, 20, is like apartments are gonna get smaller because everybody's gonna have their stuff in the meta world. So they don't have to buy physical shoes anymore or get those Yeezys anymore. They have all their Yeezy collection in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? And then in real life, they'll have pro kids.
Nothing.
They'll have
Yeah,
Adidas, regular
because it's
Adidas.
not going to be valuable anymore. Like that's kind of where we're
No,
going.
it will. I'm just saying, like
Do
the
you
life.
think? Do you
Well,
think though?
here's a the lifestyle to me is going to be like this: smaller apartments. People are going to have less physical stuff. People are going to have more stuff in the metaverse because they're going to have their small whatever 400 by 500 apartment in the metaverse. They're going to have a mansion or a big studio or a townhouse or a loft or whatever, right? Because they have a certain amount of currency in that world because they won't need it in the real world because they're not really living in the real world. They're making money in the meta. Their friends are on meta. They're okay. They look different in meta. They want to live that way. It's like there's a movie called Surrogates that stars Bruce Willis, and in this movie, people are living in their homes, but they live through what is the word, autonomous android of themselves. So everybody has their own physical avatar that looks like them but is younger. You know what I'm saying? Like Bruce Willis's character, his avatar still looks like him, you know what I mean? Because he doesn't want to change, but everybody else has alternate changes, and it's like their avatars are robots that they control. So it's like it's going to be like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like you
That's
don't even
interesting.
have.
Everybody watch that movie, by the way. It's interesting.
Yeah, my friend was telling me about that, but he didn't remember the name, but he said Bruce
Surrogates.
Willis. So I was like, oh, that's the, yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
This
Surrogates.
movie is
Yeah.
that's I mean, but that could be an option too, because I think Elon and other like tech people they want to see the dynamic mechanics or whatever. They want to see robots in the real world. But I think people just want to escape reality because they don't like themselves and they don't like,
Yeah.
the virus situation is making us very like separate. So
Yeah.
it's going to be just easier to live in
To
that
fake
world.
it till you make it is like
I will say this
here.
though. I will say this though. There will be um, a way to hack into your system. So somebody who can do it. Let's say your avatar is walking. Maybe they have like a mechanism to like take your skins or take all your currency from your pocket, just like they can do in real life with a whatever magnet or something, right? With your ATM, your credit cards, right? It's going to be the same thing in there too. So you also got to watch yourself in there and put on your cybersecurity in there too, because there's going to be people in there who are going to try to get you too.
Yeah. And that's something like I've learned from all of this is like it might not be a bad idea to get into being an engineer or a programmer or cybersecurity or learning how to since the world is going to be online, like I feel like having those skills is very important going forward. I would encourage your children to take all of those types of classes. And like you were saying, Elon Musk and all these people are making robots and androids is because we don't have enough people in the labor force to do a lot of these jobs, like a lot of these retail jobs, like what we're going through right now. People not are knowing their worth and they don't want to get yelled at for not giving somebody a plastic bag versus a paper bag,
Yeah.
so it's like we need robots in a sense because like they're Elon Musk, he even said, I watched an interview with him, I think it was on Wall Street Journal, not maybe a couple weeks ago, and it was a seminar, and he was saying like there is no like population control is not necessary because we don't have enough people to do like remedial tasks. And he doesn't have enough people to hire because people aren't qualified to do these engineering jobs. Like there's a lot of jobs available in like IT engineering and database work, and blockchain engineers is a new emerging career that people got to get involved in, got to get involved because the world is transitioning and it's changing.
I guess I
Right.
don't. I guess I don't. I agree with that obviously, and that's reality. But I also see like it's probably because going to school is costs so much money, and then with the student loan situation now with Biden and everything, like I think that just doesn't encourage kids, seniors to go to college at all. Because they see their older brother or their parent still paying student loan that they had 10, 20 years ago. You know what I mean? So it definitely discourages anybody from going to school. So then you kind of, I think more people are online on YouTube.
Yeah, I was gonna say YouTube University. Everything that I've taught myself recently was on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe find a certificate program, but
To make it more legit. Yeah.
I mean, school is way too expensive. Like it's out of line. Like I remember when you could go to a JC and the units were only like $6 to $12 a unit. Now it's like more than that. I think it's in just
It's
college in general.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's really really expensive for you to not work in your degree
Mhm.
or but I do want to say that I feel like having being educated, however you get educated, if that's from reading, if that's from getting with other scholars and talking, like I do believe in a higher education and a continual learning, like it's necessary. And I don't know if school is the only way to get that,
Oh no, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, you know, it's not, but I do encourage that. I don't think people should not be educated.
Yeah, just don't go out, get out of high school and then go straight to Walmart. I mean, you don't want to live,
Yeah.
you don't want to live like that, and you don't want to live clueless. You want to
Yeah.
have some sort of knowledge. And then, like, most jobs, not most, but I think like 50-50, like some jobs, you don't have to have a degree or anything. They'll just give you a test during the interview. And if you can, everything on that test, this is for anybody doing technical stuff, and you pass the test, and that's it. You don't have to have a degree, to know, to get a job.
Yeah. And I think that's all going to change. And I think people are going to be discouraged from going to college because it is very expensive.
Hell yeah.
But me going to college and taking out loans, because I know a lot of people talk all the time, oh, Biden, he didn't forgive our loans yet, woo, 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 all that stuff. Like, yeah, a lot of these private universities and state colleges are very expensive, but I can only speak on myself, but I did take out a lot of loans, and I took out a lot of unnecessary loans. Like, I didn't need to take out that much. So, but I didn't know better. You know what I'm saying? And I think I got my first credit card was on a college campus. Like, you're 18 years old and they have all these credit card people on campus trying to give you a credit card.
That's the
Like,
idea.
yeah, like you don't have any financial
That's the whole point.
credit. Yeah, exactly. And you get into debt and you got to pay these outrageous interest rates. And, it's really sad that, how the world works. But I do want to say is, if you do go to college, do not take out unnecessary loans. Look into grants, look into scholarships. And they did, when I was going through college, they got rid of a lot of the Pell grants and the California grants and all that. So I took out loans, but I didn't need that many loans. My tuition was paid, but I wanted to, have money.
Yeah. I'm still paying on mine.
I'm still paying on mine, but I didn't need
over
to take
10-15 years.
Yeah, I didn't need to take out that much money.
Yeah, my school took out. I don't even want to name the school because the school sucks, and I think they closed now. But they you don't have no control. They have the amount, and then you have to get the loans, and then if like I owe like subsidiary, unsubsidiary, and then like private loans. Like 5 different private loans.
Oof. Yeah, no, I feel you. I haven't heard that subsidiary for a long time.
If they took off 10,000, that would be fantastic. I mean, we could go. That could be another episode.
Yeah, that's gonna be another thing. But I'm just saying, people like, don't be so mad at Biden. That was your choice, and that's why we need to get educated on financial aspects of this world, because there's people out here going to take advantage of us. And that's kind of going back into the cryptocurrency NFT world. There's a lot of people out here that are playing on like people's vulnerabilities and not knowing how this works. Like, a lot of people are gullible and just ready to get in, but it's like you need to put in the work and figure out what's going on.
Is that what is going on? Like the whole quitting their job situation because what was I gonna say? Like, they feel like
people quitting their jobs right now, like that big rush.
Yeah, like they feel like they're
undervalued,
too good to work.
Well, I don't know if they like, I've just, from articles that I've read, like, people are knowing their worth and they're tired of not getting paid, and especially being on the front lines through a whole pandemic and being yelled at and coming and encountering people with mental illness or
like
high stress.
Nurses, right? You sound like nurses you're talking about.
And like, grocery store, people, right? Grocery store workers.
Yeah, like, so nurses, anything to do with service, dealing with the public, right?
Yes. So people don't want those jobs anymore. They're not getting paid enough. That's what I heard.
Not getting paid enough.
They don't feel like they're, and I mean, they're
so
not.
You're going to quit and be unemployed rather than work.
Yeah.
How are we paying rent? How are we eating? How are we we're just gonna use the government. Is that what they're doing?
Some people are robbing people, some people are like it's you know what I'm saying?
Some
Like,
people are pulling, jacking people,
you know what I'm
pulling
saying? Like,
scams.
yeah, like so many people are waiting for the PPP loans and the EDD checks to start stimmies coming back around. Like, people are like, shut it down, lock it down, we're ready. Send us another stimmy. But
I bet you there's probably like more YouTube channels now full of people just, or Twitch gaming and trying to be the next Pew Pew or whatever, or
right,
I don't know, whoever's popular right now on YouTube. I don't
right.
pay attention, but because
Yeah.
you can get paid off of that too, just doing live stuff.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
like
I think
there's
people. This is what I was gonna say. People are more about reselling and trying to be their own man and entrepreneurs. I think, especially like the young people, like they see one kid selling shoes, so they're like, "Oh, I want to sell shoes too because I'm into shoes."
but that's
And then
not talent though. Reselling isn't a talent.
not only that, but it's like then now you're like saturating the game, right? So now it's harder for everybody else or even you to even get into the game and make any money at all. At least legit money, as far as like $500, $1,000, because you're going to be in that line and with 1,000 other people trying to get that shoe or that Supreme drop, and,
Clothes, yeah.
and it's going to be a wrap
Yeah.
because you can't get it. You won't be able to get it.
Yeah. And like I always say this, like, I don't know, America or people, I would say definitely America is just corny. And we just value just some weird stuff, dude. And
We
we're being
value being
we're being exploited.
we want to live like the people we see on Instagram who might be faking or not faking, whatever they're doing. We want to
Hello.
live like that. So they quit their jobs and want to be YouTubers too, or Instagram. So they show off their body. Women show off their bodies, and not everybody's a gym rat and a fitness guru and stuff like that. And dietitian and stuff. You know what I mean? Like people, and not putting in real work or real education. They just see that it's like a quick money scheme. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's the easiest thing to do without going to school or getting educated or anything. It's
Yeah.
just you on a camera talking to anonymous people and
Right.
hoping that those numbers go up to 500,000 so you can get advertisements or something.
Yeah. No, seriously. And I mean, that's why we're doing we're actually that's why we're doing it too, you guys.
You said
But
that's so smooth.
I honestly do this as, like we've said it before, as like a release to just discuss issues that are important to us and to, educate folks. Like, there's not a lot of people I feel that are very interested in a lot of the topics that I'm interested in or that you're interested in. And I just want to like put it all in one place to like share with our community, to like keep our community informed, as well as just talking about what's going on in the world. And, so that we don't miss out, so that we are knowledgeable. Without knowledge, the people perish. We're non-perishable goods over here. You feel me?
We're only as good as the information we get too, so we're not experts.
Yeah. No. Yeah, definitely not experts, but we're thinking about these things, and I think that's what matters, is just acknowledging what's going on and discussing it and trying to learn.
Or even creating putting or rooting a conversation, because somebody might not even think about it, listen to our podcast, be like, okay, let me get more in depth because I didn't understand what he or she was saying, or I don't want to be in the FOMO, you know what I mean? Or just to be curious, because or maybe you're creative and you never thought about doing it and you have over 5,000 followers, right? And I just said, yo, if you have over 5,000 followers, you should probably at least do one and see how it goes.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, no, that's you made some really great points right there. Like, just with this show, we didn't really know which way it was gonna go, but we're, just wanted to throw some terms out there for you guys to think on. But there's a lot of people who break down on YouTube that are breaking down what a lot of these terms are. But I just kind of wanted to have more of a discussion around it with a human, more,
Yeah.
like a more like practical, real world, like what's happening, I don't know. But we can definitely do a show breaking down, NFTs, and that'll be fun to do. Like I learned a lot
What do you mean
about,
break it down?
you know,
What else is to break it down? Break it
well,
down.
like if people want to know, like NFT, who founded it, what does NFT mean? Like
Oh,
you did say non-fungible token, but to even explain what that is, like people don't really even need to get all into the term so much. Like just know that NFTs are basically memes or
well, a fungible is like an item you're able to trade or exchange to another. So that's just that's fungible. That's what that means, is action. So then the token obviously means like whatever, the
the
picture or
actual,
the atom. Yeah.
yeah, or the certificate of owner shows certificate of authenticity
Often, yeah.
as the owner,
Metadata. Yeah. Yeah.
or that you actually own this digital meme versus, just something you're posting online. And it all just comes down to clout and status, saying, I got this, I own this, this is me.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the future though, because it's definitely giving artists who have a fan base right now money in their pocket, because if you put your music or your video or a photo of you or your album cover online or whatever, or on these Spotify's and Apple Musics, these artists aren't getting paid anything for their music. Basically, you have to get like $1. I don't know, to get like $100 or to get $1, you have to get like hella
Yeah.
streams,
I say
basically.
put your stuff on Bandcamp.
Yeah, so
Bandcamp's making vinyl now for you too. So
oh wow. So
yeah.
yeah, like, and there's different platforms that have different benefits, but with NFTs, artists can put their song or a clip of a song online and put up a price for it, and you're gonna make, if you're getting one Ethereum for that clip, you just made $3,000, $3,500.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how long it would take for an artist to get $3,500 from streams? Like
Streaming.
it's no money. It's no money.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in streaming and just having people play your music. So it definitely gives artists power and gets artists paid so that they can continue to give us their art. Cause like we've seen so many people fall off,
Yeah.
from doing music, because you got to get paid. You can't create and be happy if you're trying to survive and figure out what your next meal is.
Yeah. People
So
gotta eat and have asthma, and have diabetes. Like they gotta, I can't keep playing my song on a guitar and not get paid for it.
right,
I gotta fix
exactly.
my teeth.
Yeah, exactly. So how are they gonna fix their teeth off of $1.29 or from 3,000 streams? Like literally, it's like no money. So
It's
NFTs are
messed up.
great. They are great for artists. And
Well, like you said, you have to be famous. It's like right now making music. Like we
but
we we both have albums. Like how many people listen to our albums? You know what I
right.
mean? Not a
Yeah.
lot of
Nobody.
people.
Yeah, exactly. Probably not. But I'm just saying, like, as me as a collector, I'm gonna get on these sites, like I said, like OpenSea or Catalog or Foundation or whatever, and I'm just gonna browse and see if I see anything I like that I could actually afford. I'm gonna buy it. I don't care if it's dope, I'm gonna buy it. If I see the talent in your art, I'm gonna buy it.
But
Like
isn't
you,
like the higher the price, you automatically think like, oh, that one is going to be worth more money because the price is higher. So the artist probably did it on purpose to get more
right.
attention to get
Yeah.
more money, because more, and then more people will be like, oh, this one is like $5,000. Like there's something, must be
But
something.
but but yeah, you're probably attracting people who are already in it, who already have crypto. But
Mhm.
if for me to get into this, I'm like I said, I'm looking for the artist that's talented and that their art is reasonable so that I can buy it and we could, grow together. And as you get value as
Yeah.
you become big, then
If you could
you're gonna
become,
get paid. You could get paid off of my resales or whatever.
right.
So
If
that's
if it
right.
happens.
But if you're talented and you do not give up, and this metaverse makes it really easy for artists to not ever give up because you don't have to go anywhere. You could just sit in your house and make money in the metaverse. Basically, that's where it's going. That's what I think. But anyways, any last thoughts or last words that or anything you want to leave people with about the metaverse? Anything at all?
Just prepare yourselves. Like, again, people thought Bitcoin was a joke, and
Is here.
this year it made a lot of young Generation Xers millionaires, and or whatever, whoever invested, but more Generation Xers and Yers and Z's, like a lot of money and millionaires. So don't listen to the older white people, because they don't know what's going on. It's
No.
it's all about the people in tech, MIT, listen to Elon Musk. Anybody in the meta, listen to Zuckerberg, even though he's a weirdo. Um,
Very weird.
look for advice online. There's a lot of good advice online. Save your coins, save your money, um, invest smart, research, like Stacy said earlier, like research your ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Go to school or don't go to school, but if you go to school, that
Go
that
and tech.
loan that loan is a virus itself. Let's say that.
Yeah, exactly.
that student loans is like herpes.
It stays with you forever.
we a bunch of us got herpes.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to like young kids or something. Anybody
Yeah.
just and don't feel too old, man. Because
Nah, this
if you were
is
into Tron or I don't know, Star Wars, like this is up our alley. Like we all the nerds who will have kids and still collecting toys and wearing Darth Vader helmets. I mean, this is what we've been watching our whole lives when we were kids. You know what I'm saying?
it's
And
happening.
it's definitely a reality. Think like your kids' normality is Zoom and Skype, which we
At FaceTime.
saw on and FaceTime, which we saw on Star Trek and the Jetsons when we were. Now it's reality, and your kids, to them, it's like normal.
Yeah. Every
When
day is
when they have kids, cryptocurrency is going to be normal. JPEGs to NFTs is going to be normal. The metaverse is going to be normal. So it's like invest in that stuff. People are buying real estate in metaverse. If you got a few thousand, do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Do that shit right now. If you have 5,000 to spare, not
yeah.
not it doesn't make you broke. If you have 5,000 to 10,000 to spare, I suggest to invest in stock and in anything EV, any electric car, even different electric cars other than Tesla. Invest in that,
Diversify your portfolio.
diversify your portfolio, and invest in the metaverse and real estate in there. Roblox, I think, is going to kill because of that, because of their own style.
Mhm.
Roblox is already in there. I invest in Roblox. You know what I'm saying? Anything that do with
Exactly.
metaverse, and
Exactly. You
because
just said it right there.
that's what's going to win. You know what I mean? There's too many people who don't want to socialize. We already hate each other already. I mean, people are now just committing violence against each other. I just came from retarded traffic. I just wanted to go to Trader Joe's. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be insane, and people are going to need escape, and your kids are not going to want to make friends because of viruses and getting sick or just being rude. You know what I mean? Like, at least in a metaverse, we can control all of that and be
Dang,
at
I
least
just
more
had a
secure.
thought. Imagine in the metaverse, say you needed to go grocery shopping, but you don't want to go outside because it's nasty and there's viruses and whatever is going on in the world. Or just forget that. But just say you wanted to go grocery shopping.
Yeah.
Think about, there's in the metaverse, you walk into Trader Joe's.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go into the Trader Joe's metaverse and actually you pick out what you want to eat.
Yeah.
And then they deliver it to your house.
Yeah.
That's how it's gonna be. Like, that just kind of popped in my head. Like,
listen,
because right now we have people going to Trader Joe's with Instacart or whatever, doing
Target.
the shopping, doing they're shoppers doing the shopping for you. But in the metaverse, they're probably gonna make it where you can actually go and, look through the shelves of what you really want and make sure you get the right thing. And then if it's in stock, cool, it's in stock. Oh, I want that. Whoop, put in your cart. And then 30 minutes later it's at your door.
And the best thing about that is it'll never run out. Like, they will have, if they don't have it at this Trader Joe's, they'll go to another Trader Joe's to get you that item. You know what I mean? And I also,
because then they might have drones that will deliver it to wherever it needs to be delivered to.
That's why I say invest in Amazon, because Bezos is a clever man, and he knows the future. Imagine living in a neighborhood where everybody's in the metaverse, but everything's so small. Your apartment's small. Your apartment complex is small, so it could fit like maybe 50 people in one complex, right? So your complex is already, I guess, mapped to all the drones, to Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Bonds, really, whatever, and then Tesla and whatever, right? Water, solar energy, electricity, everything is connected to your apartment complex, but you're paying through cryptocurrency and the option of like real money or ATM. You know what I'm saying? So all the drones you're already programmed in the drones, I guess, digital navigation, so there won't be no problem. You know what I mean? Like, right now, we all live in like normal neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? And we don't know who's who and what's what. People, cars are getting stolen, stuff like that, burglaries, all that stuff. Imagine living in a complex where you don't have to worry about any of that, right? And then you don't have to leave anywhere. You have an option to have a garage or not, if you have a car or not, because you don't go anywhere. You know what I mean? All you do is, you know what I mean? You can go exercise and walk around the block where in a nice area, but you don't really have to go to anywhere. Your friends are online. Your friends are in the meta. You know what I mean?
And you guys could all work out together in the metaverse online. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah. If you have your own weights around you, and then yeah, sure.
Yeah. Or like with Peloton, Peloton's very interactive at this point. You get a Peloton bike or treadmill, you take the course live with the instructor, but you have...
Oh, it's live?
Yes, you could take it live with the instructor, and they have these things called leaderboards, and it's basically just a forum of people. I'm always wondering, like, how are you guys talking while you're working out? Mm-hmm. But I think you're probably just pushing buttons versus typing and saying, oh, this is my, or even the metrics of how fast you're running, or how, what, like, whatever, like, say, because like it's called a leaderboard, so I feel like it's tied to the metrics of your treadmill, and it puts out different like milestones, or like,
so it's
icons.
Not live, it's more like how they're going. It's like
no, it's absolutely live.
Is it? They're live with every person on Peloton.
Yeah.
Or do they have a designated time for everybody to get synchronized in one time?
Yes.
Oh, okay,
like there's a class. Like there's a 3 p.m. one. Yeah, I saw that too.
that gives you inspiration, but it's not really live, but it's kind of spooky. It's like Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah. Yeah. No, with Peloton, like at 3 p.m., say there's a spin class,
Yes.
you log
Okay.
in.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's
Yeah.
cool.
No,
Wow.
it's very
I want to
cool.
do
Like,
that. I want
and
to do
that's why,
that.
and me being cheap, thinking I'm being, resourceful, I bought a treadmill, but it's not a Peloton treadmill because I was like, I have a TV in here. Why do I need a Peloton treadmill when I have a TV in here? I could get the digital $12.99 membership and watch it on TV
Yeah.
live or whatever, but I mean, I
Mm,
can't interact through the treadmill
yeah.
and I can't be on the leaderboard, but I can still take the class. So that's why I was like, I don't need all that. But now I'm just kind of like, oh, that would be a fun community to be a
Yeah.
part
I think
of.
it has a good motivation too, because it's like, Stacy, come on, we're going up there. You know what I mean? They're actually
Mhm.
calling your
And
name
they
and
and they do, and it's so funny. They like
keeping you
call people's
responsible or
yeah,
accountable.
they call people's names out, and they're like, oh, blah 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 is at the top of the leaderboard. Oh, this is your 200th class. Great job. So it's like I hear it, but I'm just not in that community because
Yeah.
I was being cheap.
Yeah.
I was being frugal.
Yeah, I think people are scared that or afraid that the metaverse is going to make us antisocial. I think it's gonna I think that might be part of it, but there's also the part of it just might be safer.
But it makes people, but it also makes people actually interact.
That's what I was
I
gonna say,
think.
because if let's say if I'm an avatar in my own way, let's say I'm insecure about my weight or something, in the metaverse, I look like the Rock, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have more security to talk to anybody because I'm gonna be walking around, my chest out, got my tattoos, got my mohawk, got my long beard, got my Philly beard. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna be the way that I wish I was in real life. So me interacting with people is going to be enhanced because I have all this motivation and not charisma, but this motivation to talk to people because I'm not insecure about my real physical self.
Right.
In the real
Yeah. No.
world, I would be
Yeah.
scared to talk to
Yeah.
females or whatever because maybe I'm too fat or I got pimples on my face or whatever. You know what I mean? I have
Yeah.
bad hair. You know what I mean? Maybe I have a deformed face. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Or even like social media, which is like considered web too. Think about the pressure of, well, not for me because I'm very interactive online, but I feel like social media isn't very social because even people don't like to comment or they might be worried about what they say. Like,
mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like you could still kind of hide behind and not interact,
Mhm.
but still interact. But I think with Web3 and the metaverse, people are going to be forced to engage. You know what I'm saying? Because you're
Well,
there, you're physically there.
right. There would be no point to be in the metaverse if you're not going to engage with other people.
Yeah, like you can't hide behind a keyboard. You're like actually there.
Yeah.
From what I understand, and that's why I kind of want to get an Oculus. I think I might go ahead and
Oh,
just get it.
I definitely want one.
And you know what's crazy? The other day I was looking, uploading the our last show onto YouTube, and when you click on the three dots, it says view in VR. And I
Mm,
clicked on it, and of course I don't have the right capabilities to use it,
yeah.
but I'm like, what? So YouTube is already adopting VR or virtual reality. I don't know
Mm,
how that's used or what you need to like interact with it, but all that stuff is coming, and people are out here. They are brilliant, they are smart, and somebody's going to see the big picture. And that's what I'm trying to do with all this. See the whole big picture and how all these little pieces are going to come together. And whoever is able to put all these pieces into one place, which might be Mark Zuckerberg or Elon Musk or
mm,
Jeff Bezos, you know, it's going to be a lot simpler. That's why I think like even now it's really early to get in. So, because they're still figuring out how to make all this stuff work.
yeah.
So, in a good 5-10 years, 5 years, I think
Yeah.
5 years.
I think so too. I think so. Yeah. Look at the iPhone. Look how many iPhones there are. Remember this 10 years ago, we had the big fat iPhone. Now we have
My
computers
dad had
in
a
our,
cell phone in a briefcase.
yeah, yeah. So now we have, computers in our pockets. These are computers. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
And the iPhone is a camera. It's it's Zoom.
video,
It, it's a video, you know what I'm saying? And it's just it's a, like you said, a
it's the
computer.
web. Yep.
It's the internet.
You could draw
It's
on there
it's
now. You could do projects on here.
it's your iPod. It's your music
Yep. I do
player.
stocks. My stocks are here.
It's
You know what I
everything.
mean? It's
Apps.
everything.
It's everything. So like whoever is smart enough,
Oh, it's
somebody out
coming.
there, it's coming. Yeah, they're gonna put all this stuff together,
Yeah.
and it'll just be one solution where you just gotta, slip on your glasses or slip on, your Oculus goggles or whatever, some gloves so you could feel, or a body suit
Yeah.
where you could feel things, impact or whatever.
That's why I say about the apartment complex, because now real life real estate is going to adapt to what you do in your metaverse. You know what I mean? Because people aren't going to go out as much, so they want to be around other people, or people are not going to get houses anymore, especially like loners or people who are like 20 to 30 years old are not going to worry about I guess kids or having like the white picket fence, stuff like that. You know what I mean? They could have one apartment, a reasonable size, maybe a studio, and then make money on Meta, be done in like 8 hours or 10 hours, deal with real life, eat, sleep, shit, fuck, whatever, and go back in there. You know what I mean? Like we might have a depopulation of people because they're going to be so involved in the metaverse,
I mean, yeah, like
Hey, a
that's
lot of people, more people are not getting married. More people are not having, more women are deciding not to have kids, in adopting dogs. So, you know what I mean? And
but
having careers. So
yeah, and that was one thing that our last episode, it was about marriage, and we kind of touched on it, but the thing that is good about, people being together and marriage, but not necessarily, but I mean, if you're spiritual, then yes, marriage is necessary to procreate. But I mean, but not everybody's religious. So
right.
people are still procreating and still putting babies in the world. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't touch on that. So I was just like, oh dang. But yeah. So the world's gonna still populate.
People are making money. People are making babies not because of Jesus, but because of
they accidents. Yeah, accident.
I just wanted to leave it in. I didn't want to pull out. She was on top of me. I couldn't get her off fast enough.
Yeah. But I mean, like they've been, ever since the Jetsons, like that people have always been so intrigued with the future. And I don't know if, the metaverse is the right answer for humans. Because that people say like social media isn't the best thing for humans.
I mean, it's not the best thing, but it's a thing that will
but
help
it's not
people.
healthy. Like girls are committing suicide because people are comparing themselves to this person, you know what I mean? So there is going to be setbacks, and I don't know.
But imagine if that girl can be in the metaverse and look a different way. She probably wouldn't care about anybody.
She could be that filter that she uses.
Yeah, she can be that filter with wings and big old rave shoes and be different. A black girl might not like herself, her skin. She's gonna be a yellow girl, but it's all like a phase, right? Imagine like you're doing that for like 5 years and then you grow out of it. Then maybe in the metaverse she changes her avatar into like her real self. She's secure with her skin. She's secure with her hair texture. She becomes an adult and she changes, or she doesn't even deal with it. The metaverse, you know what I mean? It's all like phases, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure where
anything's possible. Everything's possible.
Yeah. I don't know where anything's gonna go, but it's interesting. It's interesting. And we'll definitely, we're gonna stay up on it. We're gonna, continue
I definitely want to be a part of it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna be a part of it. And I already have an idea that I'm not going to share, but I want, I'm going to be a part of it in some way. But definitely as a collector and an investor for sure in NFTs, and hopefully this real estate and maybe some what is it, DeFi things that you can do once you do attain cryptocurrency, and whatever emerges from all these brilliant people. Um, yeah. And oh, one thing I do want to say is, because I'm just really big on research, anything that you invest in or interested in, make sure it has something called white papers or technical papers to know what that project is about or what that cryptocurrency is about. Make sure you research the organization, the company, and make sure you believe in it and know how they're going to contribute to the metaverse, because the metaverse is going to be our ecosystem. It's going to be our world. And so whoever's developing something, make sure it's in line with your morals, your values, and then get behind it and see what happens, because that's the gamble, that's the investment as well. And
I
I
mean,
don't know, but
you
I'm
still can
excited.
get swindled. You still can get swindled. Like the coin could be like, oh, we're part of this cult, not cult, but there's certain religion or whatever, and we're giving money to blah blah blah, and it's all a scam for like
Right.
a week.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's out there. All that stuff is
It's
out there.
scary. If I was everybody, I just deal with Litecoin and for the other one, Litecoin and maybe Doja, maybe Shiba, because they've been there for so long. But
Yeah, I'm kind of looking into that Solano coin and the Cardano coin. Like, I don't know.
I'm in the Cardano coin.
Yeah, because they're like, I'm looking for, this is not financial advice, people.
This is not financial.
This is not financial advice.
This is what our
we
dumbasses is doing.
Yeah, this is what we trying. And like I said, with anything, I'm looking for something that has a lower entry to get in, because I want to diversify. And then, I'm still young, but 20 years from now, maybe that particular coin is popping and I'm a millionaire and that's my retirement. I'm good. That's how I'm looking at it. But
yeah. I lost $7 on Cardano. I'm down $3.
What's your exchange? What exchange are you going through? Coinbase? Oh, public. Yeah. So yeah.
I like Public's interaction with it because they have other people in there. Yeah. Everybody's kind of like sharing. Like you can go on other people's profile and see what they're doing, and some people are selling and buying. You can see all of that. You can see what their portfolio looks like. So it's interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that is very interesting. Public. Yeah, that makes sense. Everything's public. Everything. And that's the thing about this too, why it does work, is because a lot of everything is transparent. And I think that's why a lot of people are interested in this whole world of crypto, because you don't see the name, but you see, the code. Like you could find who hacks you or who takes your money. Maybe not on your own, but like it seems like it is very, it seems like it is very transparent in a way.
And the only reason why the coins are there's so many coins now and there's so many people involved is because of FOMO, because everybody thought that Bitcoin was just going to be a Jetsons and a Blade Runner thing or whatever, and the Star Wars thing, and it turns out it was real and made so many millionaires. So now everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, getting their own blockchains, getting their own coins, and people are investing in those because, like you said, they're starting off lesser right now. You know what I mean? I think Solana is more 100. Litecoin is like 140, and then Shiba and Doja are definitely still affordable. But people are it's just FOMO.
Yeah.
But Bitcoin is the king.
Yeah, it's the king. But if that guy or whoever, Satoshi Nakamoto, comes back with all his coins and puts those coins in the market, that's going to bring the value down, because the reason Bitcoin is so expensive per coin is because it's rare. It's a rare coin. And that's something very, very key to all this is, whatever you invest in, find out if there's a set amount of coins or NFTs for that digital asset, or if it's like unlimited. Because if it's unlimited, it doesn't have as much value.
Mm.
You want something that's rare. That's one of the keys that really stuck out to me.
So that's going to be more expensive then, especially with NFTs. Like if it's only 50, but yeah, maybe the ones that you say are expensive probably is only 10.
No, there's like 10,000. Like a lot, like even those
And it's
crypto
still highly
punks.
priced.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Like this. Here, let me tell you. I think it is so beautiful. But yeah, like the crypto punks and the kitties or whatever, some of the first memes. And what I think is so funny is like we thought memes were just like, oh, memes, whatever, it's a little character that said something funny. But those were actually the first like NFTs. And I didn't know that. I just would see them, but I
Well,
didn't
now
know,
because they added money involved in it, but yeah, like the first
you
ugly
know?
cat or whatever. I don't know
Yeah.
any of the memes are called.
But it oh, here it is. These motherfuckers right here. What was this called? Angry Pitbull Club. I think these are dope. Super dope. And the person who ever created them, um, they're trying to get, I think they weren't trying to sell them, because out of the 10,000 that they made, they only the ones that they put on OpenSea were for like 99 billion Ethereum. Do you know how much money that would be? 99 billion Ethereum? That's ridiculous. So they weren't actually trying to sell these. Like they
Some of
couldn't.
Ethereum is only, like I said, 4,000 right now. So
Yeah, but 4,000 times 99 billion of
for
those
one, for one of them.
for one NFT.
Oh, okay.
For one of these angry, what is it called? Let me see. Angry Pitbull Clubs. Like that's dope though. They're dope. They look crazy. But to me, they're way doper than the crypto punks and all that stuff, the cyberpunks. But yeah, it's interesting, and it's just something new. It's all this is just a new aspect of life to like get into, because I mean that's what life is all about, is having hobbies and exploring different avenues. And if it can make you money, I'm all the way in, please. So but that's it. That's all I have to say. And I just want to say Happy New Year's, Bishop. This is our 20th show. And I'm just so excited. Like we're starting a new year, 2022. And we've done a lot. Like, I don't know. I feel good about this year. It was a learning year, but we started non-perishable goods this year. And I thank you for doing this with me. It's been great. And cheers to the new year and many more episodes to come, you guys.
Thanks for listening. Happy New Year. Be safe out there. Watch the fireworks and watch your money.
And stay safe, because COVID is going crazy right now. All right. Love you guys. Happy New Year.